Hello and welcome back to the Cesspool, and welcome back to 25 Days of Christmas. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, whatever you celebrate. I truly hope that is a good one. And we're back today, and we're looking at something a little bit different, because I know, these past the first 3 days so far have been just me looking at boxes, and I understand that can get a little old, not just for the people watching, but for me as well. As much as I love talking about packaging, what's inside the packaging is sometimes debatably more interesting, but usually not. So today we're going to look at the most interesting thing that could be inside a video game box, and that is cooking games for the DS. Now, why do I have so many of these? That's a very, very good question. The answer is actually a lot simpler than you might think. I think it's really kind of funny. So they made a lot of these these cooking games for the DS. And I mean, let's talk about why they did that. So basically, they did this because the DS, when it launched in 2004, well, they didn't think it was going to be this like casual success story with 150 million units and selling and all this stuff, but it did. And as time went on, especially after the DS Lite came out, they were realizing that more and more casual people were buying Nintendo products, especially then after the Wii launching. So they started to cater to that audience, maybe a little bit too much, because there were, number one, 2 Nintendo published cooking games to start, and then there were a lot of other cooking games as well. And the thing is, these are not cooking games. Now, I use the term game very loosely because these are not cooking games like, Cooking Mama or something like that. These are literally cookbooks. These are not video games. These are basically for grandma to make her meatloaf recipe based off of. And in a perfect world, I would love to make a video or just do this on my own, experiment like which cookbook actually makes the best of one recipe based on whatever they tell me to do, and maybe that will happen one day, but quite frankly that's gonna take a little bit of time. So we are going to look over these DS cooking games and see exactly what, if anything, makes them unique from each other. The one that does kind of stand out is this guy, because I do believe that this is actually a video game. I'm not even 100% sure that it's just a cookbook. I know the rest of these are. I have looked at these 2 before. I've actually launched them. However, these 2, I have not. I can almost guarantee that this one's also just a cookbook, because Personal Trainer Cooking here and America's Test Kitchen are they're both Nintendo, they're both Touch Generations games, and they literally have the same goddamn like orange thing, which I'm pretty sure was pretty standard with Touch Generations games. So it's not too much of a surprise there. And this guy I think is gonna be the real freaking basket case of the bunch, if I'm being honest. So I'm gonna load these in some DSs. I'm gonna leave this one out. This is gonna be for we'll look at this later, but we're gonna take a look at these 3 because I do know that they're all cookbooks, and we're gonna just compare them, see how the UI is different, which one actually works the best as a cookbook, etc. Okay, so we're back, and I've set up these 3 games here on 3 different DS models. Ooh, this was probably not the best idea, but I'm doing it anyway. America's Test Kitchen, Personal Trainer Cooking, and My Healthy Cooking Coach over there in the back. So, yeah, this is definitely an interesting decision that I made to use the original DS, but I'm doing it. So we're going to take a look at America's Test Kitchen first. And the first thing that I noticed here is it has the same chef guy from Personal Trainer Cooking. These were both published by Nintendo, so I'm assuming this is going to be a very, very similar experience to Personal Trainer Cooking when we get to it. So this is just going through the user interface, blah, blah, blah. So you can, that's talking about how fast the guy is going to talk to you, because you can do it, at least in this game, and I know in Personal Trainer Cooking as well, where it is basically going to talk to you while you're cooking, so you don't have to switch through the menus while you're doing stuff. Your hands are going to be full and all that. Which is honestly like a pretty smart feature. This is taking a really long time to load. This is kind of sad. All right, so it's kind of going through the notice. Important points section of cooking A to Z contains information that will help you get the most out of this software and cook great food. I find it very funny that they don't even call this a game. It is quite literally just software. So we'll go to the title screen here. So this is pretty interesting. So you can just get right to cooking. You can make a shopping list. There's a notepad settings. Cooking A to Z, I believe, is gonna so it's gonna give you everything that you need to look through, whether that's ingredients, utensils. It's a little bit of everything, and it gives you directions on how to do everything. So okay, we're gonna be chopping around vegetables. How do we do that? So if we click on it, go to the next page. So you can listen to examples. Sometimes there's a video example. Most of them are not. But here's one: positioning fingers safely, so we could actually watch the video. And it's like a real like full motion video on just someone explaining how to cut things and hold knives properly. This is not something that is in Personal Trainer Cooking, as far as I know. That is quite literally a cookbook. It's got ingredients here. So this is more of a complete look at just cooking and the culinary world in general. I say that very loosely because of course this is not going to be super comprehensive. But honestly, utensils. Okay, here's all of your different types of utensils. Here's what they do, how they work, what they're used for. It's got helpful hints, terminology. So okay, these are like things that, beating butter until fluffy, etc., etc. So this is explaining what these what these cooking instructions are going to actually be, like what it means when the game says, beat batter or whatever. You don't know what beating batter necessarily means, so you can go through here and be like, oh well, I don't know what that means. Let me consult the cooking A to Z like terminology section. But if we get into Let's Get Cooking here, so it's explaining how to do it. We can make a profile. You can make a name if you want. I'll just do one of these. Say my birthday is right now. Actually, let me go back here. So this is talking like, can you use heat? Or can you not use heat? Are you only making cold platters? This is actually fairly comprehensive here. I can record things if I want to. So if the game wants to say, "Oh man, great job," you can or cannot do that. It's gonna save. I would like to get to the cookbook, please. This is a group name. I'm not 100% sure why it wants to do that, but whatever. You can make food as a family. Everyone, the blah blah blah. It's time to cook. You can even assign cooking duties to each person. It's bizarrely comprehensive, actually. So here we go. Okay, so we can view all recipes here, and you got all 300 recipes. Honestly, this might be the same as Personal Trainer Cooking. These recipes, I imagine they probably are. So I'm just literally gonna look at baked brie. So it's the same thing. Okay, 110 minutes. This is the same UI as Personal Trainer Cooking. But the thing is that's different about this game is definitely there is more to it in extras in terms of explaining different cooking terminology and all these different things and pieces of information that this game offers that Personal Trainer Cooking, I'm like 99% sure doesn't. As far as I know, Personal Trainer Cooking is just this. There is no cooking A to Z. There's no terminology thing. There's no utensil set. There's nothing that's going to explain to you what everything involving your recipe is. It is just a cooking recipe. If you don't know what you're doing, well, you should have bought this game, I guess. I don't know. So that's pretty much it for America's Test Kitchen. There's obviously other details. It's going to kind of tell you, you can like make events, you can set reminders, all this stuff. There's a lot of like little details to actually use this as a cooking tool if you care about doing that. But those are kind of the unique things about this game. we're going to move on to personal trainer cooking, which I have like seen before, so it's going to be a little bit less new than this for me. So let's move on to that. All right, personal trainer cooking here. So you do actually have the cooking A to Z thing here. I didn't know this. It is quite literally the exact same, and it just, there's less of a personalized like style to it. There's no launching up and going through, oh, you have to put in your name, you have to put in your birthday, blah blah blah. There's no event section up top. It is quite literally recipes. There is a shopping list here, so you can do that. Oh, I need this item for this, and I guess they imply for both of these games, for America's Test Kitchen as well, oh, go to the store with your DS and say like, oh well, man, I need broccoli and I need butter and I need this and that and that, and you're gonna hold your DS and be like, yes, that's right, I need this, I am in an A&P in the year 2006. But yeah, like, you know, I don't think anybody has ever used this software for that. I honestly, the amount of people who actually use this software as a cookbook and not kind of as like a joke is probably under 1,000. I don't freaking know. They did make 150 million DSs, so honestly, it's probably a much higher number than I expect. But we can also look through the recipes here. The recipes do work a bit differently. It's not just recipes. In this game, it focuses more on the recipes, obviously. So you do get a calendar here now. There's not like an events page though. And the way that the recipes are laid out, you can do it by country, you can view all, you can do it by requirements. So if you have specific requirements or you need a difficulty, it will actually sort a lot better than in America's Test Kitchen. It's kind of interesting because these two games, they're clearly based off the same like architecture, the same engine and everything, and they're probably all the same recipes. I'm about to find that out. And but they kind of focus on different things. It's interesting. I feel like they could have just made one game that was better than both of these by combining the two aspects of them that are good, because they basically have the same content. It's just displayed better. Some things are better displayed in that game, some games are better displayed in this game. But if we go to all recipes, we're taking a look. There's only 245 recipes in this game. There's 300 in this game, so that is a difference. And this game actually does display them a bit differently here. So you can do it by name, okay? And now it's just a complete, like, just look around. But the interesting thing about this game is that they do it based on, like, cultures in different parts of the world. Oh, I'm going to do it by country. Where do I want to go? You have a whole interactive map. That is something that is not in America's Test Kitchen. I want to say that the reason for that is because it's based on American food. I don't really know because I didn't go through all the recipes, I'll be honest. But Personal Trainer Cooking focuses more on foods from around the world, which is kind of cool, actually. And you can pick like, oh man, I want some French recipes here. And then these are all the French recipes that are available. So if you're more into exotic food, these are probably all things that you could do picking stuff up at your local grocery store here in the United States. But here, I'm actually going to select a thing here so that we can look at how it works between these two games, because I didn't do it for America's Test Kitchen. But again, these work exactly the same. So it's going to start with your ingredients. Utensils you're going to need. Again, it actually does tell you up here as well. You don't even need to go to the cooking A to Z section, but if you need to reference it, you can, but it's going to explain what everything is. Now we go into the steps cooking. It goes through preparation, it goes through the actual cooking process, and then it's ready, which would be the end. So cook. Okay, we're here. It's going to load. And here we go. Okay, so you can repeat steps. You can go to the steps themselves. You can go back here. You can check your ingredients. You can always go to the cooking A to Z section, and you can tell the game to do stuff, and then it'll start explaining things. And that's basically the game. that is the game. So if you're busy cooking, you know, my hands are busy, I can have the DS on the side here and say, oh, more details or next step, blah blah blah, and then it will just tell me, or I can look over and read it. And yeah, that's pretty much personal trainer cooking. There's a little bit more to this one and a little bit less because yes, in this game there are more recipes. I do believe they're more focused on the US or North America, while in personal trainer cooking it is more worldly. It's a little more variety, a little spice of life. And personal trainer cooking is definitely the one that people know more about. I feel like this game, not a lot of people know about America's Test Kitchen. It's just kind of it's there. It's like almost an add-on to personal trainer cooking because I don't know which one came out first, but they were obviously based on the same architecture. So one is a just addition to the other, if that makes any sense. All right, My Healthy Cooking Coach. So this is basically it's a Ubisoft game, and it is a series of games. This is not the only My Blank Coach. There are many of these games. There's There's My Math Help Coach. There's My Spanish Coach. My Stop Smoking Coach, famously, which is a game that is a holy grail to my collection for some stupid ass reason. But they also made a cookbook too here with My Healthy Cooking Coach. It's a cookbook. It is not like a health like a health eating kind of thing. I mean, it focuses on healthy foods. That's gonna be its bread and butter here. And this game was definitely owned by an older person. It is welcoming Grace Ann back, and they're really upset that they couldn't celebrate their birthday together. But that's okay. That we missed it. That's a shame. I obviously bought this game used, and when I first loaded it up and I saw that, I'm like, okay, I see what I'm getting into here. So we're gonna just take a look. So as we can see, obviously this is not in the same format as the personal trainer cooking or America's Top Test Kitchen. So it's a little bit simpler, quite frankly. The birthday recipe that they selected was Yucatan chocolate cake. So that's the thing about this game. This is a very personalized game. You can go through tools. So there are tools. So if we look at load. You can, again, do the shopping list. There's timers. You can convert units of measurement, which is pretty cool. You have your calendar, of course. And, okay, let me go back, please. Thanks. So there's game. Let's see what game is all about. So this is a virtual kitchen where it's basically it's going to kind of teach you how to do things. So, okay, yes, I have a pink stylus. Stuffed zucchini, okay. And then there's a little bit more of a game here. So here's the ingredients you're going to need. Same kind of thing as the other cooking games that we've looked at, or the cookbooks. They all are going to have, you need utensils. You need these ingredients. Here's an explanation of how they are. This game doesn't do as well of explaining them all, I think, as the Nintendo published games. But this game does give you a virtual kitchen to practice with. And how great of practice this is going to be, not very great, but it is an option here. So you can practice the steps. I know I'm going to need this. I have to do this for blah, blah, blah. And you can kind of work on it and then be like, okay, that this is how my kitchen is set up. I'm going to practice with this. And then I'm going to do it in real life. I don't think that this would actually work because I don't really think video games translate very well with cooking, because real life cooking is a lot different from a video game. But it's there. It's the thought that counts. They're trying to make it a little bit more of a game than the actual just cookbooks of personal trainer cooking and America's Top Test Kitchen. But we will take a look at the recipes here. And like I said, this is more of a health-focused game. So there's suggested recipes. Again, when you make your profile in this game, they actually even give you are you allergic to certain things? What's your preferred food style? What are you looking for when you are looking for recipes? You have calorie limits, that kind of stuff. But we go to all recipes here just to again kind of go through it. So this game doesn't have your search by culture or search by country kind of thing. We're back to starters, meals, desserts, blah blah blah, and then others, which is just kind of random stuff. Sauces. That's one thing that in the other games they don't really give you that. There are not side things I want to make my own sauce. I don't want to buy sauce at the store. Or, just kind of little thing. Mayonnaise. You can make your own mayonnaise if you really wanted to. I don't know why you would want to do that, but you could. And so, yeah, we'll go back to starters. So they also have recipes that are recommended by real people, and they have different stars. So like, these ones are highly recommended by these people. Ooh. And it's the same thing with your meals and desserts. So we're gonna go just to see. We're gonna give this one a shot here, if the game would let me. There we go. Don't remember the UI on this one super well, but we're giving it a shot. So okay, you can plan the recipe, or you could prepare it. So if we plan it, we could pick the date that you want to go and do the. Oh man, I'm gonna do it on Friday. You could plan out your whole week with this goddamn game. Alright, so again, ingredients, utensils, same kind of thing. It's going to tell you basically what you need. In this case, in my opinion, you need a little bit more than just these two, but this is what the game says, so you could go buy the game and just be, okay, I need this, tinfoil, blah, blah, blah. So, and here's the game. That's it. So okay, you can again speak to it, say continue, and it would be reading it to me. I have the audio off because that's a little bit annoying. So okay, we finished the game. Congrats, enjoy your video. So yes, that is basically my healthy cooking coach. It's a little bit different than these other two. Maybe a little bit more boring, and yes, they focus a little bit more on health and like getting actual a couple of like real life chefs to be like, okay, yeah, this is a decent recipe. Oh, this is a good one. So Ubisoft, they prioritize things a little bit differently. But yeah, that is my healthy cooking coach. We're just going to take a look at that guy over there, which I don't know what I'm getting into with that. So we'll see. All right, now for the final little joke game here, we got Gourmet Chef. Another Ubisoft game, and also by all these other little studios that just happen to pop up on the flash screen. But it's published by Ubisoft. Just like My Healthy Cooking Coach, but very different game here as we start up and we end up on a save screen, which, that's great. So we can pick our avatar. So we're going to pick Rando McGee here. So yeah, profile 1. Okay. Here he is. Here's our guy. And, okay, so we can just go to recipes. And there are a few here. So if I pick this one. Okay, we're gonna need, this is for 4 people. Where's the recipe? And there you go. That's it. That's the recipe. There is an actual game component to this one, however. Okay, dude, shut up, please go away. So there's missions, there's a tutorial, there's a career mode. So this is not really a cookbook. This is a game with so there's missions. All right, there's like a character. This is not a cookbook. This is garbage. So anyway, with all of that said, that's kind of the DS cooking games that I have amassed. 2 are actually published by Nintendo and are basically the same game but with different recipes. 1 is weird and 1 is not a cookbook. But these games are very much a product of their time. Obviously, we don't really need this kind of thing anymore. These were at the advent of smartphones not really existing yet. They did exist, but, it wasn't so easy for you to, hop on your iPhone 17 and look up a meatloaf recipe. It was way more realistic at the time for you to actually take out, your DS. I want to make a meatloaf recipe. Let me load it up on here because I know it's in Personal Trainer Cooking. Obviously no one's actually going to do this anymore. I do really kind of want to try it just out of pure curiosity to see how well these recipes actually work. Because, like I said, the amount of people that actually probably use this more than maybe once is probably very minimal. Other than Grace Ann over there for the My Healthy Cooking Coach game. Apparently, she was an avid user for some period of time. So anyway, that's pretty much it. I rambled way too long about this. I just didn't want to talk about boxes again. And honestly, this is a weird little collection I'm making. I'm going to continue to collect cooking recipe DS games because I know more of them are out there, believe it or not. So until that point, that'll be the end of the cooking charade. And I'd like to thank everybody so much for watching. I hope you have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate. I hope it is a good one. I don't know when the next video will be, except I do. It's tomorrow, and I will see you guys then.